we will show you how Claude is better than Jessica AI.
Huh?
No, in this video, we will show you how Claude and Jessica AI stand side by side. And we'll play a hypothetical scenario. I'm an in-house legal counsel in a SME, a startup, and I want to review a contract. The difference between me and someone else is I actually know what I'm doing because I've looked at the agreement, I've decided what I want to change, and I want Jessica AI to just tell me what I've missed, plus give me the drafting edits to incorporate in the document. Now, in this video, the LLM model that we're up against is Claude, and if I could be honest, I'm a little bit nervous because they're pretty good. And let's take the role of the customer. And is there anything else I want to add? Well, I prepare a set of instructions. As a lawyer, you might have gone through the agreement. You've decided that there are certain terms you want to change already. And we've got this context video where you can put all your instructions in, including a catch-all of what are the things I should know as a customer to protect ourselves. You can see that Jessica AI has spotted a couple of issues, and you can see that it says your note, and where it indicates it's a my note, these were instructions that came from the context window upstairs, which we really put in some effort to build. On top of the notes, they've also flagged other issues. Now let's see what Claude has produced. Oops, it failed to load the document. It's okay. I'm pretty sure they made something good over here. Yeah. Oh, they made the changes directly in the document and explained what it is. So perhaps maybe as a lawyer, I may not want them to incorporate the changes in the document directly. And I'll say like, hey, can you please put the suggested edits in this thread? Various reasons why I want to do that. I personally prefer putting in the edits myself so that I know exactly what has changed in the document and I don't have to do another review again. Let me just prompt it again. Based on the instructions that I have given you, can you please set out a table with my instructions and the proposed edits? I may not actually be happy as a lawyer looking at the way Jessica has produced because I gave her a sequence, right, of 1 to 6. And anything that she wants to flag, perhaps I want in a different document. So I'm going to treat Jessica like my associate and say, hey, Jessica, could you please propose the changes according to the sequence of the instructions that I have provided to you? Claude, with all the money that they have in the world, I have produced it a little bit faster, and this is gonna maybe annoy me a little bit because I already told them I want the drafting edits. But if you look at point 3, it says replace non-exclusivity, but my instructions to it is, can you please set out a table with my instructions and the proposed edits? Okay, maybe I wasn't clear enough. I'll be very specific. For clause 3 on exclusivity, can you please give me the wording so I can copy and paste in my local version? See what Jessica says and whether they have matched it. I'm going to prompt it again. I'm going to say separate my instructions from your suggested flags. For now, don't give me any suggested flags and follow my instructions. Proposed wording for clause 3.3, it says the supplier shall provide the equipment and maintenance services. Oh, it looks all right. And they've told us to also update recital B. Let's see what Jessica says. I think they did a little bit of a better job. They have set it, they followed the sequence of what I've instructed them. On the exclusivity clause, this is what it says. And perhaps we're going to put them side by side on this screen so that you can see how the wording compares. And then it has followed clauses 1 to 6 and given me my specific instructions. So currently, this is how we built Jessica to really think like a lawyer and give outputs which are easy to use for lawyers or implementation. Okay, now I'm going to prompt them and say, did you identify any other issues and that I should be aware of as a customer? I find this format going to be a little bit tough to go through because if you look at from a practical perspective, this means that there will be 1, 2, 3, plus 4, I can't count, but I think it's 18. 18 points, data points for me to go through. And if I assign like 5 or 10 minutes to each point, to think through each point, I'm looking at a huge amount of time. Versus with this table format, they kind of condense it to 12 points. And it's quite clear to me intuitively what clause I'm looking at and what's the suggested edit. I don't have to prompt them further. Let's say, for example, I find this Jessica's recommendation on suggested edit very irritating, right? Because I just want to know what the key issue is. I want it more like Claude style. Then you can actually also prompt the system to say, hey, can you remove Jessica's recommendation column and focus on the key issue only? The fact that Claude is generally a pretty smart, with all the money behind it, it's definitely smart. And I do enjoy using it, if I could be honest. But I did find their layout and the way the messages were presented a little bit challenging as a lawyer because I keep having to go back and forth. For example, in the instance of looking at clause 3, for some reason, the way they display their suggested edits is difficult for me to consume as a lawyer because I have to scroll up and down and then look at my document. So then my brain is looking at 3 different things. Versus when we looked at ChatGPT's output previously, ChatGPT actually presents its information very concisely and in a very good flow. I don't have to scroll up, look at clause 3, and then do a couple of scrolls down to see a suggested edit or look at another document, look at the suggested edit. Over here, you can see if you don't like the way we present the suggested edits because they're honestly a bit small, but I like small prints. I know most people don't. Then you can prompt it for proposed edits. What we have also built into the system is, hey, if you want to look for a professional service lawyer, like a person who is practicing at this point in time, you want to have a chat with them. It is in our roadmap, if we succeed, hopefully, to have a directory of lawyers, not ourselves. You can perhaps do your review first. And if you need a final sign-off or a call, or you find some issues more challenging, you want to reach out to a lawyer, that is something that we have built into the system, and we hope to make it more available to more lawyers if this is something that the users like. But hey, for now, I don't want to talk to anyone because this document is simple. There is minimal risk. This is not a huge deal. That's why I'm using Jessica AI. It's not very expensive. Then I say, skip, don't talk to me anymore. I want to go out and play tennis. So I hope you enjoyed this video.